Everybody, day 3 of Safety Stand Down, and if you haven't figured out yet, it's on fitness is our focus, and we're actually using the word as an acronym. So day 3, T, which actually sounds and is for technique. And of course, a lot of times people get a little bit anxious about technique when it comes to working out and fitness, and we're going to try to clarify some things and clear your mind and make sure that you really understand the highlight of why we chose that and some takeaways. And with me, I have 2 other subject matter experts that are going to give a little bit of more insight into some of the materials that we've developed here for this T technique in the safety stand down. So I'm going to start with Justin Thornton. Go ahead, just introduce yourself and give us your take on this.
Yeah, so I'm Justin Thornton. I'm from Brighton, Michigan, for the fire department up here. My degree was actually in kinesiology, so movement's kind of always been my thing prior to fire service and moving into it. And it's kind of stuck with there, and I've kind of ran a lot of our programs for the fitness and getting everyone active here at our department. So as far as movement goes, my big focus that I love about the Safety Stand Down and the technique phase is just kind of pointing out all our different methods of moving and actually understanding how you can relate those into the fire service as far as taking a compound movement. And what I mean by that is taking something that's using multiple muscle groups and transferring it into what we actually do physically and keeping us performing for longer. And also doing a lot of movements where taking that same thing and doing something where you're taking, let's say, a kettlebell, carrying it over our positions overhead, kind of simulate our pulling ceiling and the movements, how we're constantly doing those same things every single day.
Right. Transferring the job to the workout, really, and the movements that we're doing on the job, mimicking them in a more safer kind of controlled manner, right, in our workouts. And I think Ryan, by the way, welcome and introduce yourself if you would too. I think you have a really good kind of evaluation system that you've developed to make sure that you're doing that properly, correct?
Yeah. Hey guys, happy to be here today. My name is Ryan Provencher, recently retired battalion chief, founder of Firefighter Peak Performance, executive fitness advisor for Crackle Magazine. And Justin, feel the same, man. Really relate to this specific topic, technique. I feel for firefighters, it's really important to recognize, as Justin was saying, that movement patterns translate to the fire ground much better than training muscle groups specifically for size and strength. So when we think about movement patterns, squat, hinge, lunge, push, press, locomotion, we can assign exercises in the gym and load them in specific ways that really translate, as Justin was saying, to those firefighting tasks like pulling ceiling or deploying hose or throwing a ladder. And we developed a system that we use in Recruit Academy actually very effectively, and I think it applies well for firefighters in general. We call it the 6-point self-check. It's a quick head-to-toe survey, and it's basically whether you're in the starting position, you're transitioning to the ending position, wherever you are in your movement, and again, it applies to all these different patterns, squat, lunge, hinge, etc. You're rating the position of your body, and are you in a good position, or are you in a poor position, and how can you make the adjustment in real time? And then the movement rating is literally a 10-point scale. If you're at 8 or above, that means you're in a good position. If you are aware that any joint complex, any part of your body is just not in an ideal position, stop or make some adjustments so that you're in a nice, healthy position to continue either training safely or working safely.
Great points, you guys. I love the fact that we're talking about make it functional, make it transfer. The movement patterns we do in the job should be mimicked when we do our exercises. Justin talked about walking stairs, unilateral training, carrying a lot of heavy objects, because that's what we do in the job. And then Ryan, I think too, posture, right? That's one of the biggest things in through your point system, your check system. I think people can really do a great self-analysis. And lastly, to bring it all home, I just want to say, as an older member of the fire service, Ryan, congrats on your retirement. I'm getting close to it. The biggest thing I learned about technique was try to check your ego at the door, because the moment you start lifting too much and thinking too big, it's where your form goes. And after your form goes, so go your joints and injuries. So all great points, and I'm all these great points, and along with other resources, are available under the technique page for the safety stand down. You guys, thanks a lot. And, you know, I also want to just thank you for all your dedicated time to the safety stand down. And I think it shows with all the great resources we developed. So thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.